I mean, again, he doesn't know who Gabriel is, right? Because he didn't come from an Abrahamic faith. The people of Mecca were pagan.
Quran is mentioned, if this book was from other than God, they would have found in it many contradictions.
If a book is without contradictions, that has no bearing on whether it comes from God or not. I've had phone books that are inerrant, but I certainly don't think God gave them.
That we believe without understanding.
The brother asked a very important question, that most of the scholars say that listening to music, watching movies, and most of the television programs, they're haram. So how can we have fun? Let me tell you, brother, at the outset that having fun is permitted in Islam as long as the fun is halal fun.
That the standard narrative has holes in it.
The Prophet tells us because Satan or the devil sleeps over our nostrils. Those who oversleep and not pray Fajr on time, Satan urinates in their ears.
I really do think Jesus was crucified and that he really was dead and buried. He thought that he was a son of God in the sense that he was specially chosen by God. I think Jesus really did think he was going to be the Messiah, the future king of Israel. I mean, that is, after all, why they crucified him.
Topic is about Muhammad describing Islam in a very weird way. I mean, weird not for me, weird for somebody claiming that Islam is the religion of God or Islam is the truth. Let us not to waste time and read together. If we go to the yellow pages of Muhammad, which is additional yellow pages, not the Quran, this time it's the book of Hadith. Muhammad, he have a prophecy about his religion. We will start first with this one. Chapter of clarifying that Islam started as something strange and will revert to being something strange, and it will retreat between the two masjid. This is the title. Let us zoom in so people can see the title. And this is the book of Sahih Muslim, and this is an Islamic website, sunnah.com. The book of faith, Kitab al-Iman, hadith number 146. And actually, it is narrated on the authority of Ibn Umar, etc., etc., that the Messenger of Allah saying, verily Islam started as something strange, and it would again revert, between two brackets, to its old position of being strange, just as started, and it would recede between the two mosques, just as the serpent crawled back into its hole. If you think about it, I find this is astonishing. Muhammad here is describing his religion as not only as a snake, as a serpent. And serpent is a word used to describe specifically something evil. A kind of a snake which present evil. And to make it more ugly, Muhammad, he is saying that Islam will go back into its hole. Read carefully. I'm not the one who's making translation. This is not a Christian website. This is not my words. My voice is gone. No, my voice is coming. It's going to go back into its hole. Let us make a line underneath so people can see. I want to stop with crawls back. Crawls back. Do you see it? Back. This is where Islam came from. From what? From a hole. As what? As a serpent. If we ask the Muslims, the Muhammadan, those who worship Muhammad and they believe that Muhammad is God and Allah is his prophet, because this is the fact. You see, the Muslims, they say the prophet is the servant of Allah, blah blah blah, but then what Muhammad say we follow, and what Allah say we don't. Allah say we do mut'ah, Muhammad say don't do mut'ah no more. We follow what Muhammad said, and Muhammad, he made himself God on earth, and then he said I am the servant of Allah, and at the same time he is Allah on earth. What a mockery, you know. So here Muhammad, yeah, actually we have many verses in the Bible about the serpent, and they are really describing something evil, pure evil. The serpent in the Bible present even from the time of Adam, that the serpent is the one who deceived Adam and Eve. If you go to the book of Genesis, chapter 3, where it speaks about the serpent, which deceived Adam and Eve, and how God cursed that serpent. And that serpent presents literally Satan. This is Satan himself. So when Muhammad, he describe his religion not as a snake only, he described it as a serpent who will go back to its hole. I find this a self-confession from Muhammad that his religion is a snake, satanic, and it's coming from under the ground. The Muslims today, what is painful for the Muslims about this story here, and they cannot say this is a weak and you know the garbage, they keep coming to us and they say we don't accept this, this is da'if, this is Sahih Muslim, and we can show it to you from other books too. The scary about this for the Muhammadans, the bad news about it, Muhammad is predicting that his religion is going to go back to zero. The book of Mark in the Bible, we have a phrase or sentence about how the Christians, they will pick up the serpent. Here there's a promise from the Lord that those who follow him and those who believe in him and those who they are true Christians, the serpent, which is Muhammad and his religion, cannot affect you. When the Lord, he told them to go and teach, go and preach, go into the whole world and preach and teach the gospel for every person. And the one who believed, he should be baptized and be saved. And the one who don't believe, he will be condemned. And then those Christians, they can cast demons. They have the power. And if they take up a serpent, and if they drink anything deadly, it will not, and by no means, it hurt them. The Lord himself, he says, don't fear those who destroy your body, your flesh. Fear those who destroy your spirit. So those who they are, the true Christians, they will be able to play with the serpent as we do today. And the serpent will not be able to hurt us. See, we read the book of Satan, the Quran, every day. Every day. But the poison of this book cannot affect us. It makes us stronger. you will see how many times the serpent is all over, how it presents evil. So here we need to ask ourselves a very simple question. Why Muhammad he chose the serpent? And why he chose a phrase saying that Islam will crawl back to its hole? Sometimes evil ones, they say the truth even if they meant to lie. So when Muhammad he described his religion, he described it in a way which is very scary, speaking about the serpent who will go back to its hole. To where? To the hole. Why Muhammad he described Mecca and where Islam coming from as a whole? We knew that Mecca is a city, or let's say a village. Muhammad here is admitting that every snake is going to go back to its hole. And he is no better, and he is no different. But Islam proven to be a very harmful cult. The Lord, he said, from their fruits you shall know them. And Muhammad not only described Islam as snake, Muhammad he described the faith of Islam, not only the Islam as a religion, he described the faith of Islam as the same as a snake. Read carefully with me. He also reported that God messenger as saying, faith will shrink to Medina as a snake shrink back to its hole. Isn't it? This is astonishing. The faith of Islam will shrink back to Medina, the same as a snake or a serpent. Here they are using the word snake, but it's a serpent. Shrinks back to its hole. So now we have two stories reported by Muhammad. One of them saying Islam start as a strange cult, will end as a strange cult. Nobody will believe in such a garbage. And here, Islam here is more clear. It is the faith of Islam. The faith of Islam. And this hadith can, by the way, can be found in many places, not only like one place. As you see, this is Sahih. We can find it in Sahih Muslim, we can find it in Bukhari. So Muslim cannot say, oh, this is weak. And as usual, the garbage. What we find important about this, that Muhammad, he described his religion in a perfect way, and nobody can describe it as better as Muhammad. Because obviously he knew the origin of this religion. It is coming from a hole.
But I mean, again, he doesn't know who Gabriel is, right? Because he didn't come from an Abrahamic faith. The people of Mecca were pagan.
Quran is mentioned, if this book was from other than God, they would have found in it many contradictions.
If a book is without contradictions, that has no bearing on whether it comes from God or not. I've had phone books that are inerrant, but I certainly don't think God gave them.
That we believe without understanding.
The brother asked a very important question, that most of the scholars say that listening to music, watching movies, and most of the television programs, they're haram. So how can we have fun? Let me tell you, brother, at the outset, that having fun is permitted in Islam as long as the fun is halal fat.
That the standard narrative has holes in it.
The Prophet tells us because Satan or the devil sleeps over our nostrils. Those who oversleep and not pray Fajr on time, Satan urinates in their ears.
I really do think Jesus was crucified and that he really was dead and buried. He thought that he was a son of God in the sense that he was specially chosen by God. I think Jesus really did think he was going to be the Messiah, the future king of Israel. I mean, that is, after all, why they crucified him,